Welcome to Chosen Pathways. Stop scrolling. Do not click away. This message did not find you by accident. You were not led here by an algorithm. You were summoned here by the Almighty for a divine appointment. Take a deep breath, because what you are feeling is not chaos. It is a coronation. You have just been pulled by the hand of God across a spiritual threshold, a sacred boundary from which there is no retreat. You have stepped into a dimension heaven calls the realm of no return, a consecrated space where the version of you that struggled, that doubted, and that survived is now and forever impossible to go back to. This isn't just a new season. It's a permanent spiritual relocation. The destiny on your life has been activated, and it is now commanding your every move. Heaven has bolted every door, sealed every exit, and burned every bridge that once led back to a life that was too small for the giant anointing you carry. What is happening to you is monumental, and we are about to break it down into 7 divine chapters that will give you the clarity, peace, and prophetic insight you have been desperately praying for. This is a spiritual emergency broadcast for the chosen ones. Before we delve into the sacred depths of this revelation, take a moment to solidify your presence in this spiritual space. If you feel the truth of these words resonating in your soul, if you feel that undeniable shift, I want you to type 777 in the comments right now. That number is more than just a digit. It is a spiritual frequency, a code of alignment that declares to the heavens that you have crossed over. You are ready for activation, and you are willing to walk fully in the destiny God ordained for you before the foundations of the world. Not everyone who starts this message will finish it. The spiritual static of their past will be too loud. But for those who stay, the ones who have truly entered the point of no return, this is not a message you hear once and forget. This is a living word, a prophetic key that will unlock deeper layers of understanding each and every time you return to it. So save it, share it, and come back whenever your spirit calls for it. Let us now enter the first chamber of this divine revelation. #### Chapter 1. Heaven has sealed the exit behind you. Chosen one, listen with your spirit and hear this with every fiber of your being. What you are experiencing right now is not the disorientation of being lost. It is the profound finality of completion. You have not merely wandered into a new phase of your life. You have been divinely delivered, forcefully extracted from an old reality that was suffocating your spirit. And understand this crucial point. Heaven did not simply close the door behind you. It was not a gentle click of a latch. It was a divine, thunderous sealing. God himself has permanently and irrevocably sealed that gate shut. This was not a soft, gradual transition. It was a divine cutoff, a spiritual amputation of everything that once tried to define you, limit you, contain you, or falsely label you. The chains of your past were not just unlocked, they were vaporized. You can still feel the echoes, can't you? The phantom limb of your past life. You hear the faint whispers of old habits, the seductive call of familiar comforts, the siren song of relationships that once defined you. There is a temptation, a magnetic pull, to revisit those people, those places, those mindsets. But when you try, when you even entertain the thought of going back, it feels utterly alien. The air is different. The connection is gone. The spiritual frequency is off. You don't fit there anymore. You are no longer seen or understood in those spaces. More than that, you feel a profound sense of spiritual danger, a holy alarm that screams, this place is no longer for you. That feeling is not rejection from them. It is divine redirection from him. God did not allow you to go back because there is absolutely nothing left for you there. That chapter has served its purpose. It taught you the invaluable lessons. It revealed the painful truths. It forged the resilience within you. But now it is finished. Observe your life right now. Relationships that once nourished your soul now feel like they are draining the very life force from you. Conversations that used to uplift and inspire you now deeply disturb your peace and agitate your spirit. Dreams you once held so dear, ambitions you thought were your own, no longer ignite a fire within your soul. Why? because you are no longer operating on that frequency. You have spiritually, emotionally, and vibrationally outgrown the shell you were once confined in. God has initiated a spiritual system upgrade on your identity, and with that upgrade came a mandatory relocation. You have been moved from the desolate season of mere survival into the glorious realm of divine assignment. And the mindsets of survival, the circles of survival, and the habits of survival are strictly forbidden in this new territory. They simply cannot follow you here. This new domain, this realm of no return, is the launching pad where your true, God-given calling begins to activate with unstoppable power. But this activation comes without a safety net. There is no going back to hiding in the shadows. There is no more shrinking yourself to make others feel comfortable or secure. There is no more entertaining the debilitating question of whether you are truly called. You are. Heaven has not only confirmed it, it has notarized it with fire. That is precisely why God ensured there was no way back. You cannot unknow what you now know. You cannot unhear the divine instructions that echo in your spirit. You cannot unsee the vivid vision He has burned into your heart. You cannot unfeel the sacred pull in your spirit that has summoned you to this very moment. God slammed the exit shut because your comfort zone was becoming your coffin. You were alive, but you were not truly living. You were functional, but you were not fulfilled. You were present in body, but your spirit was not aligned. That era is over. And while it may feel terrifying to walk forward onto a path where the map is not fully visible, you must remember this. God is the map. He is the compass. He is the path. And He is leading you not by the flickering light of the familiar, but by the eternal, blazing light of His sovereign word. Chapter 2. The old you is left at the gate. Chosen one. A profound transaction took place in the spirit realm the moment you crossed over. Whether you were consciously aware of it or not, heaven recorded the event with cosmic significance. There was a breaking, a divine shedding. A quiet but cataclysmic transformation occurred as you stepped into the realm of no return. Something deep within the core of your being snapped, but it was not the sound of breaking down. It was the sound of breaking free. You may not have realized it in the moment, but you did not walk into this new realm as the same person who stood trembling at its threshold. You were spiritually stripped as you stepped through the divine gateway. Those burdens you carried, those identities you wore, those fears you harbored, you didn't lose them. They were forcibly removed from you by the hand of God Himself. Your ego, with its incessant need for recognition and validation, was peeled off like a filthy garment. The gnawing fear of failure and rejection was cauterized and burned away in the holy fire of His presence. The deep-seated insecurity that whispered lies in the quiet moments was silenced by the roar of your divine purpose. The desperate need for human approval, the one that caused you to betray your own spirit, was taken from you and buried at the gate. The deep wounds from your past that once subconsciously drove all your decisions were exposed, cleansed, and dismissed from their post. Everything that was attached to your former identity, the coping mechanisms, the defense systems, the false personas, was dropped, once and for all, at the gate. This did not happen because you finally gathered the willpower to let it go. It happened because this new realm has a spiritual security system, and it only grants access to the version of you that has been purified by purpose and authenticated by the fire of refinement. This realm, the realm of no return, is holy ground. It is consecrated territory. It does not permit spiritual contamination. It does not tolerate the toxic residue from your past life. It refuses to carry the crushing weight of false identities, trauma responses, or deeply ingrained survival instincts. The old you, the one that used to shrink in rooms filled with powerful people, the one that would dim your brilliant light to avoid intimidating others, the one that would overthink every single move and second-guess every divine nudge, the one that would say yes to things your spirit was screaming no to, that version of you cannot exist in this sanctified atmosphere. It is biologically and spiritually impossible for that self to breathe this rarefied air. And while a part of you may grieve the person you left behind, you must grasp this liberating truth. That version of you was never the real you. It was the wounded you. It was the masked you. It was the version of you that learned how to expertly adapt to toxic environments you were never meant to belong to in the first place. God did not just bring you into this realm to promote you. He brought you here to finally reveal you, to show you the magnificent, powerful, and glorious being that was always buried underneath the rubble of your brokenness. He brought you here to finally introduce you to the version of yourself that is unapologetically authentic, gloriously unbound, and fiercely undistracted. You have been spiritually upgraded, and like any major system upgrade, it required a full and total system reset. Heaven had to run a divine antivirus program and uninstall the old, corrupt software that was running in the background of your soul. The programs of self-doubt, people-pleasing, bitterness, shame, and perfectionism. Those were not mere emotional struggles, chosen one. They were spiritual viruses infecting your divine operating system. And God declared, "We cannot carry that corrupted data into the next realm." So if you have felt disoriented lately, if you have felt raw, exposed, or emotionally fragile, if you have been wondering why you feel like something is both profoundly missing and miraculously coming alive within you at the same time, that is the evidence. You have been peeled open for purpose. You are not breaking down. You are being rebuilt from the ground up by the master architect. Chapter 3. Heaven has released a new set of instructions. Chosen one, as you stand firmly within the boundaries of the realm of no return, you must understand that the spiritual rules of engagement have fundamentally shifted. The strategies, routines, and divine instructions that sustained you and carried you through the last season are now obsolete. They will no longer work here. Why? Because you have ascended to a new dimension of purpose, a higher operational altitude. And in this realm, heaven issues a new and distinct set of divine commands. Commands that require sharper discernment, quicker obedience, and a depth of trust you have never before accessed. This is where your spiritual training intensifies exponentially. This is the advanced course. This is where God begins to speak with more piercing clarity, but also with more startling suddenness. The way he moved in your past was often wrapped in layers of patience, abundant grace, and gentle, repetitive nudges. But now, in this realm of activation, his voice may come with a divine urgency, a holy pressure that feels like a weight on your chest, or a single, sharp word that interrupts your entire day and reroutes your plans. Expect to be awakened in the dead of night with specific, non-negotiable instructions. Expect divine clarity to strike you like lightning in the middle of a mundane conversation. Expect unusual, illogical nudges from the Holy Spirit that make no sense to your natural mind, but carry an undeniable peace in your spirit. You are going to hear direct commands like, "Go now." "Wait." "Do not respond to that message." "Apply for that position anyway." "Say no to that opportunity, even if it looks perfect on paper." "Delete that contact." "Start that project over from scratch." And you will know, with a certainty that defies logic, that these are not your own thoughts. This is direct instruction from the command center of heaven. In the realm of no return, immediate obedience is your only source of true peace. You are not going to receive the full, detailed map. You will be given pieces, divine breadcrumbs, one single step at a time. You will not be given a comprehensive 5-year plan. You will be given a daily word, a manna for the moment. You will not be told the final outcome. You will be told the very next action. And this is precisely how God intends it. Because in this realm, he is not interested in building your control issues. He is forging your faith muscle. He is retraining your spiritual instincts so that you no longer move from a place of fear, pride, or past trauma, but solely from the pure, unadulterated sound of his voice. In your previous season, you may have leaned heavily on human logic, predictable routines, or the validation and approval of your circle. But those crutches cannot be brought with you here. In this realm, fleshly logic is a dangerous liability. It will attempt to talk you out of the very miracles you were born to perform. It will cause you to delay, to question, and to miss the kairos moment of your breakthrough altogether. God is no longer tolerating delayed obedience from you, chosen one. Because in this dimension of high-stakes purpose, delayed obedience is disobedience. And that disobedience can cost you the very door you have spent years praying for. This is why everything in your life may feel more intense, more pressurized lately. It is not pressure, it is precision. God is fine-tuning your sensitivity to His Spirit. He is making your spiritual ears sharper to hear, your spiritual alert system quicker to respond, and your feet ready to move the very instant He speaks. You will notice that there is no more time to overanalyze. You will not have 3 days to consult 10 different people. You won't be able to sit with it for a month. The instruction will come, sometimes as a whisper, sometimes as a roar, but always with a signature of divine urgency. Chapter 4. People cannot figure you out, and they are not supposed to. Chosen one. One of the clearest and most startling signs that you have irrevocably entered the realm of no return is this. People can no longer figure you out, and heaven does not require them to. You have shifted. You have been spiritually elevated. You now walk in rhythms, operate on revelations, and exist in realities that those who once knew you, or thought they knew you, simply cannot comprehend. They look at you, and the data no longer computes. You have become a divine enigma, but you must not take this personally. This is not a symptom of arrogance on your part. It is a sign of your sacred assignment. When you are walking in divine assignment, confusion becomes the natural, default response of those who were never meant to accompany you into your next chapter. They will say it to your face and behind your back. You've changed. You're acting different. You don't vibe with us anymore. You're not the same person. And their assessment is absolutely 100% correct. You are not the same. You are not the same because you are no longer the person they remember. You are the person God always knew you were becoming. The truth is, most people in your life built their entire relationship with the older, unhealed version of you. They were comfortable with the version that was still wrestling with doubt, still desperate for approval, still trying to belong in rooms you had long since outgrown. They did not see the inner turmoil. They did not witness the midnight surrenders on your tear-soaked pillow. They were not present for the private, brutal battles that broke you down and rebuilt you into the spiritual warrior you are today. They only knew the version of you that tolerated far too much disrespect, said yes far too often, and dimmed your own light far too quickly. But that version of you was a survival persona, a mask crafted for a hostile environment. The real you, the anointed, mantle-carrying, purpose-driven version, was hidden deep within, waiting for this exact moment of activation. People will now try to track your movements like spiritual detectives. They will study your behavior, analyze your social media posts, and watch your posture, trying to find a pattern, a logical explanation for your shift. But it will never make sense to them, because they are trying to understand a divine blueprint that God never granted them security clearance to view. They are trying to read a page in the story of your life that they were never supposed to turn. You are now walking in divine timing. You are following confidential whispers from heaven. You are making audacious moves based on spiritual instruction, not public opinion polls. Some will interpret your focus as distance. Some will label your spiritual depth as being too deep or weird. Others will wrongly assume you've lost yourself in some strange new philosophy. But what they fail to understand is that you have not lost yourself at all. You have finally found yourself in the heart of God. In this realm of no return, you must accept a difficult equation. Divine clarity will cost you earthly community. Spiritual elevation will cost you the luxury of being explained. Radical obedience will cost you the comfort of being understood. And you must let that be okay. Stop exhausting your precious spiritual energy trying to reintroduce yourself to people who were only in love with the unhealed, broken you. Stop trying to justify or explain what God is doing in the secret place of your spirit to those who do not even believe in the realm you now inhabit. There is a sacred reason heaven moved in silence over your life during your transformation. It's because your becoming is sacred. Your alignment is fragile in these early stages, and your divine instructions are for your ears only. This is your blow-up season, but it is a spiritual explosion first. Before they see the external fruit, they will sense the internal shift. Before they understand your assignment, they will feel the holy distance. Because when the time is right, God Himself will unveil what He has been building in you in secret. But until that day, you are commanded to walk boldly in the mystery. Let your radical obedience speak louder than your explanations. Let your supernatural peace outlast their confused projections. Let your very presence be a prophetic statement, even if it is completely misunderstood. You do not owe anyone an explanation for the miracle God is performing in you. You are not being standoffish. You are being set apart. You are not cold. You are covered. Before we move to the next chapter, this is a critical point of alignment. The journey on this chosen pathway can feel isolating. This is why it is vital to connect with others who are on the same frequency. If this message is speaking directly to you, I urge you to subscribe to Chosen Pathways and turn on all notifications. This is not just about watching videos. It is about joining a consecrated community of believers who understand the path you are on. When you subscribe, you are making a declaration that you are ready for more of what God has for you. Share this with one other person you know has crossed into their own realm of no return. #### Chapter 5. The enemy cannot track you in this realm. Chosen one, you must understand the profound spiritual reality of your new position. This, right here, right now, is what the enemy of your soul feared all along. This is the reason the warfare you endured just before your transition was so relentless, so vicious, so personal. This is why everything in your life suddenly tried to distract you, delay you, drain you, or completely destroy you right before your breakthrough. Because the enemy knew, with chilling certainty, that if you ever successfully crossed into this realm of no return, you would become spiritually untraceable and divinely untouchable. The attacks you faced were not random acts of cosmic chaos. They were highly strategic, targeted spiritual assassinations. Hell had received intel on your divine potential. Demonic forces were dispatched against you not because you were weak, but because you were dangerously close. Close to your activation. Close to stepping into full alignment. Close to becoming the version of you that can no longer be manipulated, distracted, or deceived. The realm of no return is not just a place of divine purpose. It is a fortress of divine protection. This realm is supernaturally sealed. This realm is spiritually sacred. This realm is militarily secured by the host of heaven, commanded by the Most High God. The same enemy that studied your patterns, your weaknesses, and your triggers for years now stands at a confounded distance, utterly confused and disoriented. Why? Because the spiritual coordinates to your next move, your next thought, your next breakthrough have been encrypted and blurred by heaven itself. You are no longer walking in the predictable, cyclical patterns of your past. You are no longer falling into the same cleverly disguised traps. You are no longer making decisions out of fear, trauma, pain, or a desperate need for approval. You are now moving in divine precision. You are flowing in a prophetic rhythm. You are walking in spirit-led, moment-by-moment obedience. And the enemy cannot track a target that is no longer reactive. He cannot bait a soul that is no longer hungry for the poison of worldly validation. He cannot sow confusion in a mind that is now grounded in the unshakable truth of God's word. This is why certain attacks that used to cripple you now feel like gnats buzzing at a distance. This is why old temptations that used to have a stranglehold on you no longer even register as tempting. You have been hidden in plain sight. You are not invisible to the world, but you are invisible to the enemy's radar systems. He cannot discern who is covering you. He does not understand why his most effective tactics no longer land, why the arrows he fires fall harmlessly at your feet. But you know, it is because you are no longer operating in survival mode. You are finally walking in the spiritual authority that was always yours by birthright. And in this realm of authority, you do not fight the same battles. You do not speak the same language of defeat. Your movements are no longer calculated by fear. They are orchestrated by heaven. It is not that you have suddenly become stronger on your own. It is that you are finally, perfectly positioned. You are standing on the ground God always intended for you to occupy. You are not out of reach because of isolation. You are out of reach because of divine elevation. The enemy cannot follow you here because this altitude, this spiritual atmosphere, is toxic to him. This realm carries a weight of glory, a clarity of vision, a holy oil, and a divine protection that the adversary cannot imitate, infiltrate, or withstand. This is what David understood when he declared with confidence, "You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies." Your enemies are watching your feast, but they cannot touch your food. They see your glow up, but they cannot dim your light. They see your undeniable rise, but they cannot stop it. They see your supernatural peace, but they cannot disturb it, because you are simply not on their level anymore. You are no longer in the realm of open warfare. You have been transitioned into the realm of divine concealment. In this sacred place, your steps are ordered, your voice is sharpened with authority, your spirit is sealed, and your destiny is no longer up for negotiation. Chapter 6. You are about to witness supernatural speed. Chosen one, prepare yourself. This is the chapter where everything begins to shift, not slowly and gradually, but with breathtaking, sudden velocity. Now that you have been firmly established in the realm of no return, the frustrating, maddening delays you once endured are being systematically reversed by a wave of divine momentum. You are no longer crawling, inching, and struggling through your purpose. You have now entered a realm where God Himself declares, "Now, watch how fast I can move for you." This is the realm of supernatural speed. This is not about man-made shortcuts, hustling, or forced connections. This is about heaven-ordained acceleration, the kind that miraculously makes up for lost time, redeems the years the locusts have eaten, and catapults you ahead without the strain of human effort. You are about to see doors of opportunity swing open with such force that you won't even have time to knock. You will receive divine confirmations to prayers before you have even fully formed the questions in your mind. Provision will find its way to you before you even have a chance to announce the need. Why? Because in this realm, you are no longer chasing your purpose. You are finally, fully walking in it. And purpose has a magnetic, attractive quality. It's going to feel as though time itself is bending around you. Assignments that should have taken years to complete will be accomplished in mere months. Breakthroughs that others struggle and strive for will be handed to you as a direct result of your alignment and obedience. Supernatural speed is not a logical phenomenon. It is a spiritual one. This is the principle of compounded favor, where one single act of radical obedience unlocks a cascade of 10 blessings, where one divine yes from you has the power to shift the trajectory of generations. You have entered a spiritual momentum that cannot be manufactured or replicated by hustle culture. This is not happening because you networked with the right people. It is happening because you obeyed the right God. But let this be a crucial word of wisdom for this phase. When things begin to move with supernatural speed, you must move with supernatural focus. Divine acceleration is not an excuse for spiritual carelessness or pride. Not everyone who claps for you is cheering for you. Some are simply gathering intelligence, waiting for an opportunity to monitor and disrupt what they cannot stop. You must stay focused. Stay low in humility. Stay completely surrendered to the next instruction. You did not enter this realm to gain attention. You entered it to complete your assignment. This is not about showing off your elevation. It's about staying faithful to your daily instruction. God did not accelerate your timeline so that you could impress people. He accelerated you because there is an urgent mandate on your life, a mission that is critical to His end-time plans. That is why the speed is coming. Time itself is being redeemed for the sake of your calling. So do not apologize when people who operate in a natural timeline say you are moving too fast. You are not ahead of schedule. You are perfectly on time for what was written about you in the books of heaven. Every delay, every rejection, every painful waiting period where it felt like nothing was happening, it was all part of a divine setup. Heaven was not denying you. It was preparing the realm for you, so that when you finally stepped into it, everything you needed would be perfectly in place and ready for your arrival. This is why it often felt like you were so far behind. It was because God was working on something far bigger and more intricate than your natural eyes could see. And now that the final piece of the alignment has clicked into place, now that your spirit is perfectly synced with the will of God, supernatural acceleration is your new normal. So keep your hands clean, keep your heart pure, and do not stop for anything or anyone that tries to pull you out of your consecrated lane. You are not running to compete with others. You are running to complete your unique, divine race. #### Chapter 7. You can never go back, and you will not want to. Chosen one, let this final, glorious truth settle deep into the bedrock of your spirit. You have entered the realm of no return, and there is no going back. But here is the most beautiful and liberating part of this entire revelation. You won't even want to. This is not just a new chapter you have started. It is a total and complete transformation of your very being. The old version of you was not simply left behind. It was divinely and surgically removed so that the real, authentic, powerful you could finally emerge and take your rightful place. This is not emotional hype or fleeting inspiration. This is a permanent state of divine alignment. Your old life has no place here. Your old habits, your old fears, your old environments, your old conversations, they have all expired. Their spiritual shelf life has passed. There is no reverse gear in destiny. Once God shifts you forward into this new dimension, absolutely nothing behind you can ever compare to the glory of what lies ahead. You have now tasted true purpose. You have felt the undeniable weight of your anointing. You have stepped into the fullness of your God-given identity. And because of that, the bland, tasteless fare of an average, mundane existence can no longer satisfy you. This realm fundamentally changes your spiritual appetite. What used to excite you and capture your attention now seems empty, shallow, and meaningless. What used to trigger you and send you into an emotional spiral now empowers you and serves as a reminder of how far you've come. What used to hold you captive and keep you bound now bows to the authority in your voice. You will find that you no longer need closure from people or situations from your past. You won't need long, drawn-out explanations or apologies. You will begin to see with crystal clarity that everything you thought you lost was not a loss at all. It was a necessary clearing, a divine subtraction required for where you are going. The rejection, the delay, the painful separations, all of it was a meticulous setup for your glorious elevation. You are no longer just being led by God from a distance. Now, He is walking with you, side by side, in intimate fellowship. Each and every step you take is divinely guided and orchestrated. You are no longer living on hope and a prayer that things might work out. You are now a privileged spectator, watching them unfold exactly as heaven planned all along. You are about to walk into rooms you used to only dream about. You are becoming the person that heaven has always seen. Not because you forced it, not because you hustled for it, but because you surrendered and aligned with it. You have obeyed your way into manifestation. You will not miss what is behind you. Not because it was all bad, but because what lies ahead is so overwhelmingly, breathtakingly better. This is not nostalgia you are leaving behind. It is a new clarity you are embracing. This is not about going in circles anymore. This is about moving in a straight, divine direction. Your journey has just begun. This is your new reality. Embrace it. Walk in it. Own it. You are a citizen of the realm of no return. Thank you for joining us on Chosen Pathways. If this word has confirmed what is happening in your life, make sure you subscribe, like, and share this message. Your journey is a testimony that needs to be heard. By subscribing, you join a powerful community of chosen ones who are walking this path with you. Never forget, you were chosen for this. Walk in your power.